Yo, 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 what's up, people? This your boy Pete Ross back in the building with another video. And yo, check this out. Today's article comes from classmusic.com entitled These Late Era Prince Classics Show His Magic Remain Undimmed. I will leave a link down in the description so you can go read this article for yourself. I'm just going to go over a few points coming from a Prince fan or fam, whichever one you prefer. Alright, looking back at Musicology 3121 and Planet Earth. With the recent re-release of the CDs and the first time release of the LPs, the vinyl, which were made with purple vinyl, Musicology 3121 and Planet Earth, I was having an interesting conversation with CMS and Coach Mike the other night. And I had made a comment because, you know, Coach Mike's favorite album is Emancipation. And all of this is going to tie into this article eventually. But his favorite album is Emancipation. I had made the comment that I feel like Musicology 3121 and Planet Earth, if they were packaged together, like Emancipation was like a 3 CD set, and Musicology 3121 and Planet Earth was a 3 CD set. I said to them that I felt like the Musicology 3121 and Planet Earth package would be better than Emancipation, which of course Coach Mike totally disagreed with. But that being said, let's get into this article a little bit. In 2004, Prince had already spent 25 years as a superstar. His position as popular music icon was enshrined for life. However, he wasn't satisfied. The 90s were a difficult decade for him. For Prince, wrapped in legal wrangling, name changes, general bizarreness, and cruelly a gradual retreat to more experimental music margins, the singer was searching for a way forward in the millennium. I don't know if I agree with that, because I kind of feel like the 90s, he made some of his most prolific music. But let's continue with the article. The trio of Musicology 3121 and Planet Earth were the soundtrack to Prince's return to glory. To a lot of Prince fans, they feel like he never left. I mean, even while he was going through everything he was going through, because you really have to think about it. What did he have going on in the 90s after the name change? The Gold Experience, which was to a lot of people, and I remember reading the articles in magazines where a lot of critics felt like the Gold Experience was his best album since Sign of the Times. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just saying what they said in the magazines back then. You know what I mean? The Gold Experience is hot. Don't get it messed up. It is hot, but I don't think it was his best albums at the time since Sign of the Times. But that's just what critics were saying. Then he had, of course, Chaos came out, which was a album for Warner's. And then he finally broke free with Emancipation. Now, this is where Emancipation comes in, right? Because Emancipation was that album that, quote unquote, he was born to make. And between the Emancipation era, 96, till, unfortunately, the time that he died, Emancipation, that whole era was one of the highlights. You know what I mean? Like one of the biggest highlights, because he did, not only did he do like all the talk show circuits, he did Oprah, Rosie O'Donnell, the Today Show with Brian Gumbel. He did the Emancipation Celebration live from Paisley Park on BET. He was at award shows. He did Essence. What else did he do? He might have did. I think he did NAACP that year too. And the biggest thing about that era is he got married to Maite, which a lot of the music on Emancipation was about her. You see what I'm saying? So, talk about prolific. Then he had the Jam of the Year tour, Love for One Another tour, for the charity. You know, he was doing a whole lot of stuff. He had met Muhammad Ali for the first time. You know, this was a really big time for him. You know what I mean? So let's continue with the article. Featuring show-stopping award performances at the Brit Awards and the Grammys. Now, Brit Awards, he definitely was hot. It kind of marks the return of Wendy and Lisa playing with him. Sheila E. played, but that was a great time. And the Grammy performance with Beyonce, of course, that was nice. That was definitely nice. And he had countless amazing gigs during that period. But he had amazing gigs again in the 90s. You know, he had, let's see, again, Love for One Another, Jam of the Year, Ultimate Live Experience, Hit and Run. And the music, for me, there's one album in the 90s that I feel would have, and I say this all the time, y'all, that would have really overshadowed every album he had made in the 90s. And to me, that's The Truth. The Truth from the Crystal Ball set was a great album. Crystal Ball in general, to me, was a great album. You know, so that's just me. All right, let's continue. The unprecedented run of shows at London's O2 Arena. Yes, that Super Bowl performance, which, by the way, is the greatest Super Bowl performance of all time. You know what I mean? And considering what happened, this Super Bowl halftime show, I didn't see it, but I'm just hearing a lot of stuff, and they're saying it wasn't that good. I actually want to watch it to get a perception myself of what it was. So, all right. It was a period in his career of rejuvenation, both commercially and critically. Musicology, I would say, as far as casual listeners of Prince, put him back on the map, because the Musicology tour was kind of dubbed the last time he would perform the hits, which brought out a lot of fans who may have been ex-fans, or you know what, there's a whole different Prince base. You know what I mean? There's a Prince base to where there are Prince fans that won't buy albums, but they'll spend money on tickets to go see him. You know what I mean? And then there's a base that only buys music. Then there's a base that buys and does everything. You know what I mean? So the Musicology tour definitely brought out, you know, fans who were once fans, and fans who, regardless of what music he has, will go see him do the hits, because that was their shit. You understand what I'm saying? Musicology as an album, it was given away at the shows. You know what I mean? So if a stadium filled up, let's say, just an estimate, 20,000 people, 20,000 copies of the CD were given out. And it was in the ticket price, apparently. So that kept him on the charts for as long as the tour went on. You know what I mean? Which the Musicology tour was great. You know? So when you really look at it, yes, that kind of was a peak in his career where you could say he kind of made a comeback, but the Prince fans, he had never left, and the comeback was just for those who didn't know what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to leave this article in the description and let y'all check it out. They make some real interesting points here in this article. So I'm gonna leave it down, the link down in the description, so y'all could go check it out. You know what I mean? And this your boy P. Ross. You know, holler at the Purple Underground, talk to us, let us know what's going on. You know, as a fan base, we need to continue to push the legacy of Prince any way we can, and just support one another, whether we feel like or y'all feel like someone is right or wrong. You know what I mean? Don't bash people. Try to show people love. You know what I mean? If you don't understand what somebody's saying, try to talk to them instead of being sarcastic and insulting. You know, so that's what it's all about. That's what love for one another was all about. And I think that's something we should actually practice. You know, trying to be more understanding towards one another. The music ultimately reflects that, and in his own character, it reflected that. So let's cut each other some slack sometime. You know what I mean? And try to understand what everyone is trying to say and where everyone is coming from. All right, this your boy P. Ross, and I'm out.